You want 3 differentials, 1 defender, 1 midfielder, and 1 attacker. So, I don't actually know if McDonald's shows ownership. Can I sort by ownership? Selected by. So I can. So you want a defender. So to me, a differential is anyone that's owned by less than 10%. I'm hoping this is percentage. So the most selected defender is Marcelo, just so everyone's aware. And then it's Kimmich. Marcelo at 43% selected. And then Kimmich at 27%. Under 10, Kyle Walker is 10 exactly. Otamendi 9. Mendy from France is 9. Boateng at 8. Carvajal, I feel like I heard something that he might be injured, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I like Carvajal at 7% selected by at 5.5 million. Kieran Trippier, only 5% are picked. Could potentially get some crosses to Harry Kane. Danilo, now as far as I'm aware, and correct me again if I'm wrong, I do not think that Dani Alves has gone to the World Cup. So Danilo could be a decent shout. Brazil have got plenty of clean sheets. Is there anyone that really stands out to me that could like grab a couple of goals? Varela was looking like Uruguay's most favoured right back, but it looks like that could have changed in the latest friendly. I really like Ricardo Rodriguez at the moment, 2% selected by. And then also, is it Rafael Guerreiro for Portugal, 5.5 million, 2% selected by. Those two look very promising to me. Go to goals scored. Ricardo Rodriguez with 2 goals scored for Switzerland in 4 games. And then as far as assists go, Guerreiro has 1, Trippier has 1. Tricao for Peru looks like a very good potential option, cheap option. He's got 2 assists as well. So those are potentially the players I'd look at as defenders. Then if we go to midfielders, again, the most owned midfielder is Coutinho. Now, I personally don't like that as a choice. He could do well, of course, at the World Cup. But I personally think if you're going for Brazil, Neymar or Jesus seem like the best bets. Isco, very highly selected. Bit worried I don't have him in my side. Oh, I do have him in my side. I'm talking rubbish. I like Isco. I like the look of Isco a lot, but you want differentials. Christian Eriksen at only 9% selected by. I think Christian Eriksen is very important to Denmark. Could have a very good World Cup. Milinkovic-Savic could potentially have a breakout World Cup. Willian has done decently in midfield. I believe, yeah, 3 assists so far in midfield for Brazil. Lo Celso, I haven't even seen him yet, so he may not be that highly owned. You've got Asensio. I'd probably look at Isco over Asensio. Grosicki also 2 assists as well. So those are some players you could look at. And then as far as goals for midfielders, we've got Isco again. So Isco's looking very strong. Iwobi, I think he's classified as a forward. Yep, on my screen he's a forward. Leun with 2 goals for Mexico. Could be a decent shout. Zielinski and Lejic. Don't know how to say the last player's name there. But they both could be decent shouts as well for Poland and Serbia as differentials. So that would be who I'm looking at in the midfield. And then as far as forwards, if Aspas plays, he looks like he could be a very good shout. I'm worried that Costa is going to be the one that actually gets the nod though. But Aspas, if I can find him on the actual game, his ownership is incredibly low by the looks of it. 0% apparently. Farfan, I really like. Lukov, Mbappe, probably owned by a few, I'm imagining. Wow, it seems like people have picked really predictable sides. Mbappe is actually owned by 14%. So I would look at potentially Aspas, Farfan. I'm looking at assists, not goals, so apologies for the mistake there. Goals though, Mitrovic, what was his ownership like? Again, Mitrovic's ownership is incredibly low, so I think he'd be a good look. He's in a very competitive group, but they could actually do well in that group. You've got Carrillo, Guedes could be a cheap Portugal option compared to Ronaldo. Everyone's going to look at Ronaldo. And Guerrero from Peru, who is now going to the World Cup. He is a very important goal scorer for Peru as well. So you could look at any of those as far as differentials. What I would say about team building is, I reckon up front you want one of Neymar, Messi and Ronaldo. You can maybe put Müller in that group purely because of how well he's done at World Cups previously. After that, I think midfield, you want one decent, like, world-class midfielder. I think Isco covers that. I do believe Eriksen and Rodriguez could potentially cover that. You could look at Belgium. Hazard should do well. De Bruyne doesn't seem to like playing for Belgium under Martinez, so that's why I've not really looked at him. Willian could potentially do well as well. Definitely looks like a viable option. And then in defence, I think, again, as long as you have one, like, defender in a good side. I've gone with Alisson in goal purely because of there weren't many goalkeepers I actually like the look of. And then you've got, who's my other good defender? I think Rodriguez is there because of his potential to score goals. Haven't actually picked as many expensive defenders as I thought I had. Do still have 1 million though, so I could upgrade a defender at some point. I'm just not changing my team until I've done the live tomorrow, because we're doing, like I've mentioned already, a Wildcat episode on the FPL Wildcats channel tomorrow, and we're doing the graphics for that. So again, check out that.